supposed to be you that can be interpreted into everybody else out there. So it's not just me, but then it's a part of me that's going out into somebody else who then owns it for themselves.
Right.
So it's like a sharing, and it's actually an awakening of sorts.
Right.
Because I am sharing something very personal of mine, and I'm giving it out to the world, and then they take it and they make it their own. So it's a very spiritual experience in a way.
It is. That has been made clear. Thank you. But all right, so now I understand a lot of new designers. They would say, "Oh yeah, I mean it's great for us to get our work out there, but is it really profitable?" How's Onira doing when it comes to this sector?
I mean, it hasn't been that long, but I would say it's been amazing.
Right.
The recognition, the platform that Fashion Week gives has been absolutely amazing, and people are interested in new things. People are interested in to see something new.
Right.
The response I got was so amazing because they saw something different, something new. So anybody who any new student, any new designer who would want to go out, I would say do something that really speaks to your heart.
Right.
That really depicts who you are, what you are. I mean, this is who I am. This is what I am. So that's why I'm going with it. But maybe for somebody else, it's something else. So if you really own it and you really feel it, then they would feel it too, and they would own it too.
Yeah.
So use Fashion Week, use any platform, and boldly step ahead with your voice.
Yes.
And
inspirational. Imagine this one day, some other young fashion designer is going to be seating where you're seated and be like, who's your inspiration, by the way, young one? And she'll be like, oh, yeah, Onira, Yasasuri, she's one of my favorites. I was inspired by her.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty much what it's looking like to me. All right, I
amazing.
believe your model is going to show us one more dress.
Yes.
I didn't get her name, though.
Shmaila.
Shmaila.
Yes.
I have been asking this name like 5 times since we went into the break.
Have.
But yeah, she'll be coming around with one more design. What plans for the future of Onira? Are you looking off to branching around the world?
Yes, definitely. That would be a dream come true.
Okay.
But for now, I'm taking it one step at a time.
Yeah.
But I've already got orders from Australia and from the UK.
Okay.
So little by little. And for the future, I mean, there's a lot. One thing is the brand moving out, but helping out women in the process, helping out empowering people in the process, getting them involved in the brand, getting them involved with in the sewing, the handwork, so that there's a lot of people who have the ability, the potential, who are not given the opportunity.
Yeah.
So even give people opportunity, and I don't want it to be my thing. I want it to be something that the world owns. I want it to be something. First thing, I want it to be something that Sri Lanka owns, and then something that the world will own.
Right.
And so it's got to be something that will change the consciousness of the whole world. And it would be something like, okay, maybe in about 100 years, and a granddaughter would be looking at it like, oh wow, this is Onira, and this is what my grandma bought, and it's awesome, and the dress would still be looking perfect and beautiful, and then obviously consciousness would have gone to a different level at that time, during that time. But I want it to be something like that. So great plans, and dreaming as you should.
That is the way to be. I mean, I've heard this phrase, dream big, always follow your dreams, but it's you've heard it every day. But you're kind of using that, and it works.
Yeah, it works.
That is really inspirational. Not only did we learn a lot about fashion today, but Yasasuri has given us a thumbs up to have a great morning and a great day.
That's wonderful.
We have one more collection.
Yes.
And this is obviously a more longer dress that we're getting.
Yeah.
Let's make sure.
This was my showstopper.
Your showstopper.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this is obviously an evening dress. So you can see, because most of the time we don't see how cotton can be transcended into evening wear.
Right.
But then the silhouette in itself and the design in itself and can kind of give you that feeling without being overtly dressed up.
Right.
So that's the kind. It's like more effortless, more chic, and more feminine. But you've got the whole consciousness thing going again. So that's the kind of idea that I was trying to put across. But yet again, it's feminine, it's girly, it's not like auntie-ish, So it's very feminine, it's very flirty. Again, so you've got the cuts, you've got the opening, so it's sexy.
Yeah,
so
it is.
Trying to keep a balance between that.
Right. It might be very sexy.
Okay. Maybe you went a bit too far.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. I thought I was saying it to myself. but no, apparently it came out. But yeah, this is very interesting design. But again, you're sticking to your purple and your white and your black.
Yeah, those were the only 3 colors I used.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to use too many colors in this collection, because I felt it didn't go with the whole idea. So main white and then mix it with purple and the black was the perfect combination.
Interesting.
And purple is in right now. So.
Ooh. Now the accessories that come along with the dress, is this part of the dress, like the bracelet?
That's part of the dress, yes.
Okay.
But I don't really sell that part with the dress.
Right.
But then if somebody wants it,
this is a great. So you would kind of say, don't have too many accessories when you're wearing this dress.
Yeah, because there's a lot going on.
Yes.
So I don't want to have like the earrings and the necklace and all that. Because
it just might be too bright for all the men. They'll be like, "Oh, she's awesome, too much awesome."
Exactly.
So you don't want to
balance it out.
Awesome. All right, this is a great dress. Thank you. This is amazing. Good stuff. I really like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Really, I can't wait to see your gents collection when it comes out in the future. That's something we're all looking forward to. But let me ask you this: if the guys are interested and they wanted something made, custom made, would you be able to provide your services?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. On that note, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been such a pleasure as always, and hope to see you soon with your new collection that will be coming out maybe sometime this year.
Yes, definitely.
Score. All right. So thank you again, Yasasuri. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Good Morning Sri Lanka. Banu will be back. By the way, if you want to check out more of Yasasuri's work or Onira, you can check them out on Facebook on www.facebook.com/OniraSL. That is correct. Have a great morning.
Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka on another day. Of course, just before the break, if you watched the segment before, it was all about fashion. But right now, we're switching lanes here on GMSL with Dr. Amila D. Alvis, who is the consultant eye surgeon, and he's opened up a special unit for children as well. So good morning to you.
Good morning, man.
And how has the morning been so far to you?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
Are you a morning person?
Pretty much.
Pretty
Pretty much, yeah. Morning person.
All right. Morning person has always got the opportunities when it comes to life. And I think that's the reason why you've started the eye clinic as well. It's doing really, really great, I assume. Yeah?
It is. It's doing pretty well, yeah.
We'll be talking about that in a while as well, but let's begin with the children's vision. How is it different to the adults? And tell us a little bit more on what it is exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing, the very basis of why children's eyes and children's vision, it's different from adult vision, is that it's in the first 10 years of our life that our vision develops. So you've got to have good clear vision entering both eyes in those first 10 years if you are to have good 6x6 or a clear vision throughout your life into adulthood. Now in those first 10 years, if you've got any condition, the need for glasses, a squint, a cataract or whatever that's obstructing good vision entering your eyes, you're going to have a lazy eye. You're going to have permanently impaired vision. Now, as opposed to, let's say, an adult develops a cataract, after good development in the first 10 years of their life, when they develop the cataract, the vision goes down, but when the cataract is removed and replaced with an artificial lens, the vision improves 100%. Now, if in the child, if you delay the treatment process, the diagnosis and the treatment, if it's delayed, you're going to have permanently impaired vision in that child's one or both eyes. So that's the basic difference between adult and children's vision.
Okay, so when do you really start to know when the child needs a screening done?
Yeah.
Because right now I don't know the comparison between Sri Lanka and the world when it takes into consideration, but how young will the kid should be during the first screening?
Yeah, so at the moment what's happening in Sri Lanka is that we are getting routine screening done in school, mainly in the government schools. Not as much in the private and even less in the international schools, but we're getting it done at the school going age. That's where we are at the moment. But now the ideal situation, for example, in North America, it's being done at the age between birth and 6 months. That's the first screen. It's very, very early, right? And then we have it again at about a year and a half, 3, and at 5 just before starting school, and every 2 years thereafter. So it's a very early and a very regular timetable for examinations in children. Now, in Sri Lanka we are better than most other countries in the region, but still there's a long way to go because we are still picking up possible conditions a bit too late. Even grade 1 might be a bit too late, and not every child is getting screened. So we've got a way to go. But to answer your question, it's very early. It's 6 months when we should be getting our first screening done.
You said grade 1 could be too late. A grade 1 kid is 5 years old.
Yeah.
So it might, I don't know, does it depend on kid to kid, I assume? And how would you exactly know on a ballpark figure this child needs it at this age?
Yes, that's the problem. I mean, children are not like adults. Now, let's say something, we've got good vision and something goes wrong, we immediately know that there's something wrong, we get it checked, and kids assume that this is their vision. And they go on, they really can't tell us, just like anything else. They find it difficult to tell us exactly that the vision is low or good. So what happens is, we really don't know which child's got weak eyes and which child's got good eyes. So we need to sort of aim at screening every one of them. And if the problem in the eye which is causing their vision to be weak is significant enough, you're going to have even a grade 1 child not being able to, even if you pick it up at that age, at 5, we still might not be able to 100% correct their vision.
Alright, importance of an eye clinic in Sri Lanka, if you get back to that, because as far as I know, as per the discussions that we've already had before the show that the audience needs to know, this is the first time that you've launched the eye clinic specially designed for children, and it's obviously below the age of 18. What is the need for this? Because why can't a kid along with his parents go to a normal hospital and consult a regular doctor and get his eyes checked? Why is this the preference, and why should be the case?
So it's like, I suppose they could. I mean, that's what's been happening all this time. You've got government, you've got private hospitals that have clinics going on, so you can take your child and get their eyes checked. But it's like this, I mean, when you go into a general hospital, most children I've experienced, I mean, I see kids sometimes in general hospitals as well, most children are very afraid. I mean, they associate an hospital with injections, with medicines, with everything unpleasant. I mean, you don't expect to go to a hospital to have a good time. So when you are, and you're waiting in a couple of hours in the waiting room, you see nurses going around, medicine people, crying, injections being administered. All this doesn't,
not the best environment.
Not the best environment for you to wait to get your eyes checked. Now you walk into your room and you've got all these very sophisticated bits of equipment in your room, and on top of the fear generated outside, in the room it's going to get even more difficult. So I find it very difficult to examine a child who's scared, who's clinging on to their parents, who's crying. So the overall environment is not the best to carry out an examination of a child, and in specific a child's eyes, because we have lots of equipment. It's a very equipment based examination. So as a result, having a specialized clinic where you've got a child friendly environment, a place that children like to come, a lot of activities for them, so they have they're occupied while they're waiting. They don't just get cranky while waiting, and they enjoy coming there. They come into your room in a happy, in a good mood. It makes the examination that much easier. And I mean, look, lots of parents have told me this themselves. Like, you walk into a general hospital for an eye problem or just a simple check for glasses. You walk out with a viral infection. So you've got that cross infections taking place in the general hospital setup. So again, a specialized eye place for children, a child-friendly environment, looking into a bit of their needs too, I think makes life much easier for the parents, the children, and even for us who examine them. And
I think safety is a key as well, especially when it regards to your eyes.
Exactly, yeah.
We were talking about the importance of eye clinics, and especially the level of difference when it comes to the vision with children and adults. So far in your career, have you seen any children cope up with their eyesight? I mean, has any issue gone to an extent where you don't want to see that kind of thing happen in the future?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not a very common. For example, let's say you take something like refractive errors, or what we're talking about, the need for glasses. It's very, very common. We don't realize how common it is. We're talking about up to 25 to 30% of all school-going children could possibly have a refractive error. We're talking about 1 in 3, 1 in 4 children. I mean, that's huge. Now,